Stay in your lane, bitch. Hi, I'm Alexander Doust, and my friend Jana Pokop and I love new music and also good cocktails. Welcome to Mixomusicology, a nerdy show about both. It'll work like this. Every episode, we'll break down a set of recently released songs or a full album if a big one just dropped, and talk about what works for us, what doesn't, and the broader landscape that music sits in, both in terms of pop culture and in terms of how the song was made. Each week, we'll also make a themed cocktail that, if you're following along on our Substacks, you can make with us. This week, Tinashe, Too Easy, deBasement, Stay in Your Lane, and Taylor Swift, I Knew It, I Knew You.
As I am legally required to do on every episode of this podcast, I must bring up what Muna did this week. They released an excellent cover on YouTube with SiriusXM, The King of Wishful Thinking by Go West. I'll Get Over You, I Know I Will. Aside from Muna being an incredible band, my devotion is cemented even further because I used to cover that song too. Every weekend when I moved to Austin, I'd play the artist market downtown. Rain or shine, I was their unplugged minstrel, strolling among the artisan booths, playing for 4 hours every Saturday. It was great for me. It was a touchstone to the new city I was acclimating to. It was one of those paying your dues type gigs that made your calluses develop and your stamina build. I played both the coldest and the hottest gigs of my life there. I played my set at least twice every weekend, and I was always trying out new cover songs. King of Wishful Thinking was an easy pick. Everyone knew it, and I loved singing it. I'm the king of wishful thinking. I could not be farther from those days now. I phased out of the artist market gig and went on the road. I phased out of Austin and moved to New York and then New Mexico. I've got 1 week and change to phase out of this house I grew up in. I'll get over you, I know I will. Every step of change has felt nearly impossible to follow through on. Quitting is hard, moving is hard, leaving is hard. The song is not about optimism, even though it's a positive statement to sing over and over again. I'll get over you, I know I will. The singer is actually just dealing with something really shitty through sheer force and will, like reframing a big what if into a just, I have to do this. I've always been a forward-thinking person, an optimist. I'd like to think I still am, but I am running up against the hard life lesson that sometimes there is no reframing to be done. No mantra to change things, no law of attraction book to shame me into a good thought versus one that just admits, this sucks. Moving out sucks. Throwing away my parents' stuff sucks. Making decisions every minute of every day for weeks sucks. This is a new mindset for me. Formative, really. Let the sucky things suck. It's a little freeing, and I can see the end point, because we set a date. The artist market ended. Austin ended. I threw what I couldn't take into a dumpster and drove to New York. This will end too, with a dumpster even. Pretty poetic. This time, I can't see the positive on the other side yet. I know I'll take a vacation, I'll get some rest, I'll get my life back, I'll put books on shelves in the new place. But I'm not sure it's for the best, because I really do not know. So here I am, the king of wishful thinking, not hoping. Just making a vow to get to the other side. Hi, Alex.
That was it. That was the best monologue, I think.
Oh, well, I'm the king of wishful. I do love that song.
I confess, I have never heard that song.
It's a classic.
Not the Muna cover, not the original.
It hits at a certain place when you're a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, I think. It's one of those like a Rick Astley almost.
Ah, okay. So it was like everywhere, and then it was really only that song that got big.
Exactly. I had to Google which band sung that, because who knows?
Oh,
who knows?
okay.
Go West? Nobody. Anyway.
Not me.
We'll put the Muna cover in the show notes. And anyway, I know it's a little bit of a downer, but there's, it's real life. It's not, I hope not to depress people, but anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Before we get to how I'm doing, and I want to tell you a weird story about what happened this weekend.
Yes, please.
But before we get there, I am a big proponent of just sitting in your sadness and feeling it, right?
I think it's good.
The reason that I say that is because I have been in enough places where I have shoved those feelings down or told others to do the same,
Right.
because their emotions felt overwhelming to me, you know, that I can thoroughly and firmly say it does not work.
Totally. You can
Yeah.
get by with it for maybe a little bit, and then you just got to feel it.
And then you cry in a grocery store.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Yes.
Check.
Yeah.
And you know what? I do have a therapist, everybody. And I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, I'm just letting the feelings happen. And those are the feelings this week. And I've been around enough to know they're not permanent, you know, like this too shall pass. So, yeah, being human, it's not for the weak.
It is not, and yet we are not given much of an option.
No, I did not get to
Yes.
check a box of human, butterfly, or, I don't know, rock. I might have picked rock, actually.
Rock would have been nice.
Yeah, it's hanging out.
That's a little rock pun for you. Thank
good.
you.
It's good.
Yeah. One person will get that and they will be laughing, and everybody else will be like, what the fuck?
And that's why we make this podcast. How was your weekend?
My weekend was okay. I went to a very lovely wedding. The wedding's over. I survived it.
You
Everybody,
survived.
no one died. No one died at the wedding.
It's fun to track progress in podcast form. Last week you're like, I'm just looking forward to the wedding and being done with the wedding. Now you are. Congratulations.
The train on the way back down through Connecticut was okay until we were about to cross over into New York. And I think they switch power sources in between the two.
Oh.
And suddenly in Stamford, Connecticut, I got stuck.
They're just like, we're done.
They powered down. There's no shuttles because Stamford to New York it's like an hour and a half if you're driving. It's still pretty far,
Wow.
right? So I had to Uber, and I ended up Ubering with a couple of strangers, one of whom turned out to be a very, very cool documentary producer. And the other who was rushing into New York and panicked because she was up for a Tony.
Holy moly.
And her play, Liberation, which is a great play,
Yes.
ended up winning. So she Venmo'd me, and then in Venmo messages, I saw her win on TV and was like, congratulations! And she responded. It was very cute.
That is insane. That is so cool.
It was the most New York moment
Totally.
I think I've had since moving here.
And you know what? There's the plus side spin of my point of like, no one knows what's around the corner, and you could not have predicted that or picked that Uber ride yourself. So congratulations.
No, for
It's
sure
awesome.
not. Yeah. It was a really, really cool experience, and I'm not a people person, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
The Uber gods were looking down on you. They're like, let's give this guy a good time. He's got to share a ride.
Jana, would you like a drink?
I'm so excited for this week's drink.
So I have to monologue too this week in order to talk about what we did, and it's a bit of a doozy. But if you hang in there with this recipe, give yourself like a day to do it, and it is great, I think. Monologue time. Something that I value in a good cocktail and in a good song is cohesiveness. Are all the elements working together, and does every ingredient sit in the right place on the palate? The song this cocktail is based on borrows from a long line of very cohesive classics from artists like Faith Hill and Toni Braxton. Unbreak My Heart rising hook melody is featured in this song in a way that I think has to be referential, who are in turn borrowing from older artists like Reba McEntire and Anita Baker, respectively. Sometimes, like a certain storied film franchise, it's best to stick to the things that work, especially when you're trying to evoke nostalgia, as Taylor Swift is doing in the song that we're listening to this week, I Knew It, I Knew You. She does it both within her own catalog and within pop music more broadly, which I think is really clever. We'll get to that later, though. Right now, we are drinking a Drive Around the Bend. The name is taken from Taylor Swift's song. It's the most difficult cocktail we've made so far, though I guess it's not really hard, it's just sort of involved. Jenna, you have one step right now, which is to pour it into a glass.
I'm so excited. I have a chilled glass. I have poured. I've been wanting to taste it, but I haven't yet. So here we go.
I'm not done. I have a little bit more.
Guys.
I'm sorry.
I'm being
Hold on
so
1
patient.
minute.
Just kidding.
You have one step because this is a clarified drink. Clarification is the process of removing suspended solids in a cocktail, like the ones you might get from fruit, for example, or citrus, to create a clear, more shelf-stable drink. In terms of flavor, everything in the cocktail sort of melds together much more harmoniously, and the mouthfeel of clarified cocktails is often smoother and softer, too. There are a few different ways to clarify a cocktail, but a really common way is milk washing. That's when you add citrus or another acid to milk to curdle it, creating a classic clarified milk punch. This is the kind of drink that's been around since the early 1700s. In 1711, English author Aphra Behn is widely credited with inventing the technique. Listeners, if I can say, the process looks disgusting. If you've ever made cheese from scratch, you know exactly what it looks like because you're literally making curds. If you're gonna try this at home, and you should, trust the process. Like the song, this cocktail is full of classic cohesive flavors. It's based on a Sidecar, which is a foundational cognac cocktail. It's also got curaçao and lemon. First, we infuse the milk with Raisin Bran because what could be more nostalgic or pair better with the cognac? They're not sponsoring us, and I hate raisins in most cases, but again, the process, trust it. Then we built a Sidecar, modifying the base recipe with a little bit of aged rum to make things more interesting. After that, we poured milk into a large measuring glass with the cocktail and let it sit for an hour. And we strained it through the cheesecloth very gently. The milk, now curdled, it creates sort of a protein net that naturally filters out the finest particulates in the cocktail. And you have to do it a few times, but it doesn't take too long. You should be able to get it done in like an hour. And now we're here, basically. The full recipe is in the description and on our Substacks. Jana, that was a lot, but you can now take a sip of the cocktail.
It was worth the wait.
Cheers.
Okay, here we go. Cheers.
Talk to me.
It's so good. It's not, I don't know what I expected. I'm sensing Raisin Bran and milk, but...
Do you get the Raisin Bran a little bit?
Do.
So you get like the mouthfeel of having cream in a cocktail.
Yes.
A little bit. Yeah.
It doesn't look like it though, guys. It doesn't look like it's a cocktail
No,
with
if you do a milk punch correctly, it should be a very light, very clear yellow.
I will
in
admit,
most
guys,
cases.
I only strained twice, and mine is not as clear as Alex's. So you're gonna see pictures of Alex's drink.
You'll see my photos. Yeah, mine came out pretty well.
But it still tastes really good.
I'm so glad. Yeah, so again, it's going to look disgusting, but it will come out as a very, kind of melded, smooth, slightly citrusy. I don't know. It's just got something else to it. It's nostalgic, especially because of the Raisin Bran, but it also is... I do think that it's positively transformed by the process.
Totally. And it really wasn't that hard. I was like, oh, do I have to cook this week? But it was not that.
No cooking involved. You can clarify by cooking. There's 5 different processes. When I get mad at you sometime, I'll make you do there's a milk powder process that's a little involved.
I'll know which week I did something wrong. I'll be like, what is this recipe?
No, I don't want people to speculate. I'm never mad at Jenna.
I know. Ugh, how can I be mad at you when you come up with these things?
Not everything we do will be this involved. Not everything we've done is this involved. But sometimes you just got to show off.
It's worth it.
And I do think that if you have cocktail friends that you're trying to impress, milk punch.
Totally.
It's the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, cool. Would you like to jump into a few songs?
We should probably listen to some songs.
Yeah, this week we are listening to Tinashe, Too Easy, deBasement, Stay in Your Lane, and Taylor Swift, I Knew It, I Knew You. We're going to start with, and I really hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I only ever read things. Tinashe.
Drop it like it's hot. Tonight I got a question, is she really down to pop? Or what? Turn the track up, I don't think this shit is loud. And I feel up it like it's hot. Tonight I got a question.
I would be filthy in a club to this song.
It ended too fast. I could take 5 more minutes of that.
I'm angry that it's less than 2 minutes long. It is 1 minute and 54 seconds. That is, to me, not a full song, and I will take off points for it.
I agree. And you're right. The club remix needs to be like 6 or something, you know?
I want 6 minutes. I want it to be sweaty.
Oh, it's so good.
That being said, there is a lot here to talk about, I think, in terms of production.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a vampy song, so it's like, you know, she's talking herself up, and the lyric that I love the most is, if you're mad, then go to therapy.
Yep. Save that one too.
Yeah. But in terms of production, I like the like really cinematic drums that it starts out with. It changes up the beat a little bit all the way through too. Like you get 4 on the floor for a little bit, but not always. It always feels like it's being pushed forward. I really love that. And then there's a point where, you know, the hook comes in and she says, you make it look too easy, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, this interesting modal harmony sort of comes out of nowhere and then goes away completely.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting vocal things in there. And I was like, what am I calling this? Electropop. And then there was like the kind of K-pop girl group vibe to it for a minute with the la-las in it. I thought it was just very little sing-song melodic, but you're right, it's not in there too much. It's not a K-pop song, but
I really like everything that's happening here.
Totally.
The mixing's very clean on this.
Yes, the bass feels so good. That's what makes you want to get, as you said, nasty in the club.
It's always the bass. It's always the bass. If you know, because I was speaking about like pulling from other older inspirations here, I do feel like this could be a Janet Jackson song.
Oh, totally.
This could be a Britney Spears song.
You're right.
You know, maybe slightly different instrumentation, but the bones are there.
That's interesting because several episodes back we talked like Naomi Scott and there was some Janet Jackson, but it's a different Janet Jackson.
It's a different Janet Jackson
trajectory,
yeah.
And they both are awesome. Maybe all roads lead to Janet.
The amount of influence that she's had on music culture is so undercredited.
Totally.
I think Janet Jackson has done a lot for pop music.
There's probably several reasons. One is she's Michael's sister, but
one is she's Michael's sister, so she's always going to be in the shadows. And 2, of course, is because Justin Timberlake pulled a fucking awful stunt. And somehow, because early thousands logic came out looking okay for a time.
Can I tell a story I'm vaguely ashamed of?
Yes.
I was in college when the Timberlake Janet Jackson Super Bowl situation went down, and I think one of the alternative weekly papers put that photo of like him covering up Janet or something. She was covered, but you could see Janet post event in large newspaper format, and my college buds and I got a bunch of copies of that, and then we plastered our friend's dorm room door with Janet post Timberlake incident. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a different time and we didn't know what to think about it then. We also thought Justin was an asshole, but like I don't know why we thought we should put them on the door, but we took them down.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was a little college prank situation.
I'm trying to think of anything like that when I was in college, but we went to college at slightly different times.
Yeah.
And for me, I think I came up at a time that was very, very socially conscious.
We were not. We were learning, but we were not.
I mean, I wasn't completely there. I wasn't 2018's brand of online, but I was approaching that. I was a Tumblr kid.
Right.
So,
yeah, we knew something was icky about that, but the culture was not discussing what was icky. And then looking back, I was like, oh my God, that was horrible.
Well, it's like, and if you weren't specifically versed in speaking about pop culture moments like that, why would you have the vocabulary for it, right? Like most people didn't.
Dumb 18-year-olds, Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Janet, I want to apologize publicly.
Anyhow, the early thousands they continue to be terrible for women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's all still bad, but man, the early thousands.
I know, exactly. That attests to part of it is just why we do not give her the flowers she is due, you know?
Yeah, I think she never, like, in terms of image, really recovered from that.
I do think hindsight is starting to catch up, and we are starting to realize, and I think karma is catching up with Justin. So I'm pleased that the balance seems to be shifting a little bit. That was a jam, though. Tinashe is a wonderful artist.
Before we move on, both this song and the next song we're about to listen to joined my very secret Sexy Getting Ready playlist, which I have been cultivating since 2017. It's like 4 hours long. And anytime I have to get ready for anything, like it can be a work function, it can be like going out, I put on my Sexy Getting Ready playlist.
I feel like currently this podcast does not have any sort of subscriber thing or way to support, but once we do get that on lock, maybe Alex's playlist will be an offering to that.
Yeah. Let's monetize my secret playlist.
Right. I love that.
All right. We have another fun song. Do you want to listen to deBasement?
I am excited to listen to deBasement.
Yeah, we say geek up, fuck out my way. Swerving in a drop top like I bought in GTA. These girls, they run up next to me like shawty race. Hey, that bitch love to my like, is you even gay? I don't chase, I charge, bitch, now you throwing shade. Think you need a psycho vow alone or a raid? Pocket like a drive-by, swerving switching lanes. Say you wanna fuck on me like, is you even gay? In your lane, bitch, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bitch, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bitch, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, bitch, stay in your lane. We say geek up, fuck out my way. Swerving in a drop top, got that window in my face. These heifers in they leather looking like a cosplay.
I do want to go clubbing now.
I did not intentionally pick a bunch of club songs, but it does feel appropriate for Pride.
Happy Pride.
And I love this song.
It's a jam, totally. And I mean, they mentioned the UK, but I was not picking up on a British accent until the end. Unlike like Cara Delevingne was so British from the get-go.
Yeah, UK artist. I know almost nothing about her. She's giant sound. We say this all the time. Giant sound, not the amount of listeners that she deserves. Yeah.
That's why we have this podcast.
Yeah.
Get a few more. And then a lot more.
Yeah. I'm checking on Spotify right now, which I do not use, so give me a sec. But yeah, it looks like under 50,000 monthly listeners, which is crazy. This is such a well-made song.
Yeah, this should be playing everywhere.
There's some production stuff that I like here. I want to talk about the lyrics first.
Yes, please.
I want to read through the ones that I like the most. So it starts, there's a line that repeats and then changes itself. The first time she says it, it is, think you need a psychoval, a loan, or a raise, which is just a really funny dig. And then the second time she says a similar phrase, it's think you need a life or a chore, or which is it?
Yeah.
Very, very good. These heifers in their leather looking like a cosplay. Very good. And then the the lead into the refrain here is this bitch done lost her mind, like is you even gay? And I just love it so much.
Yeah, she says that several times. I'm going to say we stay geeked the fuck out of my way like all the time now, I think. Maybe with an accent.
Yes, correct. Very industrial informed song in terms of the synth choices happening.
Yeah.
So it comes in, it's pretty atonal all throughout, which is not uncommon, but it's a pretty hard instrumental.
Yeah, and then there was like a nice like descending synth line. I said 90s. I'm not even sure what decade I'm trying to pin that in, but it was a throwback.
It's pulling from the 90s. It's pulling from like UK garage a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah, or drum and bass a little bit.
I love that. I love the outro breakdown, all of that, where it's just stay in your lane, bitch, stay in your lane. That's all you need.
There's that crazy kind of saw synth that comes in at the end. And it's very good sound design for this song. deBasement has this palette kind of all the way throughout most of their music.
Cool.
And it's just, again, it's not to use this word 10 million times, but it's cohesive.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah, it really, really sounds great.
And like you said, it sounds like something with 50 million listeners a month instead of 50,000, which, you know, it's just so pro.
You know, deBasement has showed up on, you know, those playlists that like bigger artists will sort of curate for streaming platforms.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if you know Cobra. Cobra's pretty big in a similar sort of sound. And this shows up on one of those playlists for Cobra. deBasement does, rather.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much more to say about this one. It's just a really good club track.
Yeah.
Stay
perfect for
in your
June,
lane, bitch.
2026. Stay in your lane,
Yes.
bitch. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, bitch.
Is you even gay?
All right. So we are about to shift pretty 180.
Yeah. It's a big deal. This is our 12th episode, and finally I get to talk about Taylor Swift. So big day for me.
You're going to have to lead me through it because I have to be honest. I don't know. Some Taylor Swift fan is going to find this later and hate me.
I would say, oh, no, you're fine. But I'm like, no, the Swifties can roll hard.
I don't know. You can find anyone's address online.
And the Swifties too.
Yes, exactly. I like this song. We'll start there.
Yeah. Let's listen to Taylor Swift. I knew it. I knew you.
I knew you through the days of the blades of the grass in summer. Parachutes for the free fall of being younger. I memorized the sound of your barefoot steps. Running wild, it's been a long time. Life has ways of leaving those days behind. But seeing you tonight, I remembered I loved you. Came back when it mattered, I saw you standing there in the light of the window, wearing that same smile. Man, it's been a while, but I knew it, I knew you. I knew it, I knew you. I knew you. All your blues like a mood ring, changing colors. You did too.
Well, we took those first two songs and then we drove around the bend into 70s folk pop.
70s folk country pop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a delightful
for sure.
twist.
So I mentioned it in my little drink monologue that I had to do, but this song, I think very purposefully references some other common sounds, right? The chord structure feels really nostalgic. The hook especially, I mean, I mentioned Unbreak My Heart because it's the exact same melodic turn up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think that she's copying Unbreak My Heart. That would be like a very weird reference, but that's such a common way to lead into a chorus.
And it's so satisfying, and quite honestly, it's a little bit different for Taylor, so I appreciate that. There's a lot going on here.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think in terms of her own discography, this sort of harks back to our song.
Yeah.
You know, like that era of Taylor that was, I mean, it was country. I would argue it's country.
Totally. She was country for the first 3 records.
And so, like, that's, I mean, you may know songs of hers that fit better. That is the song that sort of came up for me.
No, it fits. And I said, is this leading into, because nothing she does is just one-off or accidental, and people have been speculating she will release the Taylor's version of her very first record, Taylor Swift, Taylor's version, which is the most country one. And I was like, this would be the perfect segue out of Life of a Showgirl, which was not any of this, into that. And I'm curious.
You mentioned 70s folk pop, but honestly, the first Toy Story came out late 90s, right?
Yeah.
And the late 90s saw a bit of a return to the sounds and aesthetics of 70s folk pop. A little bit.
That's really interesting.
I think what she's doing here is pulling from what might have been around when the first Toy Story came out.
And she did, because I do follow her on the socials, shared a video of her as a tiny child running around in her Jessie outfit from Toy Story, the original era. So she's been in this land for a long time. Taylor comes at this as a fan, and I love that.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
I sort of hear like Love the Way You Love Me
Oh, yeah.
in this a little bit. It's the just very breezy guitar,
Yeah.
you know?
That boom, boom. Yeah. It's just a
Yeah.
nice country breezy thing. I want to say shout out to, it's Jack Antonoff co-wrote and produced it, and he used
Makes sense.
a lot of the Bleachers band, and Sean Hutchinson is playing drums, and they sound great, and he played on my record, so yay Hutch.
Hell yes. Yeah, and then as far as soundtrack songs go, I really like this for what it is.
Yeah.
It's much better than like I don't want to bag on him. This is a Justin Timberlake hate podcast
Let's go.
now. But he did like a bunch of stuff for Despicable Me and Trolls, right?
Yeah.
Those were the two. And I can't stand them.
It's like they went into the song factory to make the Trolls soundtrack song, you know, versus, and this, I was suspicious. I was like, oh, Taylor's throwing out a Toy Story song. This doesn't necessarily have to be my pod pick for the week. And then I listened to it and I'm like, no, let's talk about it because it's delightful, you know?
Do you think she's trying to EGOT?
I
guess
absolutely know she's trying to EGOT.
For people who don't know, the acronym there, EGOT is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, right? And it just...
And she's got 2 out of 4, right? So...
She's got an Oscar?
I don't
Does she have
think
an Oscar?
she does yet. She did not get one for Cats, I'll tell you that.
Oh, what a shame. That was so good.
I, as the Swiftie of the duo, can definitely identify the parts where it's like, nice try, but that didn't work, and Cats is one of them.
I have a quick question
Yes.
before we talk about the other two. In the film Cats, you know, obviously they are anthropomorphized actors.
They are.
Who are essentially in CGI cat suits, right? None of the other female cats in that have boobs. Taylor Swift does have boobs. This is really inappropriate to talk about on the podcast, but
It's an observation.
do you think there would be no reason to do that unless Taylor Swift asked, her team asked for her to have
Someone
boobs
must
in
have it,
the
yeah,
film?
to make it different. Somebody asked for that, and somebody didn't object, and I want to know who was
Yes. I may take this out. And now I don't want to look up Cats' boobs.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Cats film
who.
cast.
I thought you were going to talk about that the cats in the movies did have, like, we're going to have to edit all this out, cat buttholes, like there were.
Editor Alex here. I am not going to edit out the cat buttholes. If anything, I would like to double down on them. But I am sorry for saying the word boobs like a 12-year-old. There was a butthole cut. You are correct. No children listen to our podcast. I think it's okay. We can talk about this.
I love the journeys Taylor Swift takes us on. It's good.
Yeah, so hang on. So Rebel Wilson was in this film, right?
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to show you a still of Rebel Wilson in this. I'm sending this to your phone.
Thank God. We'll put it in the
Yes.
Substack, guys.
Maybe.
If we're allowed.
Okay. So Rebel Wilson's character looks like that, right?
Come on, there it is. Okay. Yeah. It's not pretty, but yeah, okay. That's not a
Okay.
comment on Rebel, it's just the CGI of cats.
Okay. Now I'm going to send you a GIF of Taylor Swift.
Okay. Wow.
Do you see my point?
It is absolutely unmissable, Alex. We can't put these photos on the Substack just because they're so unflattering.
We can do whatever we want.
It's true. We should. Now everyone's like running. This will actually make people look at the Substack.
Okay. Judi Dench. What an insane cast.
Which, you know what? I'll look at Judi Dench all day. Yeah, you're right.
All right.
She-
One more. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this. I've never been able to talk about this with anybody.
I mean, one would expect Judi Dench's boobs to not be present in Cats, but
All right. Once more. Not that. That's the letter B. Taylor Swift.
what is the letter B? My God, Taylor. Happy Pride.
Someone was like, no, Taylor Swift needs to retain her
Physique.
her physique. Thank you. Her physique in the movie Cats.
This is just
Why?
reminding me of how bad the costume. I'm sorry. I don't know. This was never going to be Oscar material. So yes, she's trying to EGOT, and she's got a.
She's trying to EGOT. So she has Grammys. What is the other one that she has?
She has Emmys for like her concert specials. You know, like
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I can look that up.
Got it.
You can do your little editor's note, but I'm positive she has an Emmy.
Editor Alex here. 2015 Primetime Emmy Award in the Outstanding Creative Achievement in Interactive Media category. There will be an inevitable Taylor Swift jukebox musical that will do
100%.
so well in the ticketing office. That will get her Tony. And then I do think that Toy Story 5 might win an Oscar.
It might finally be the one. You know what? She's tried. Like, she did a song for The Giver, which was and she
that's
did
right. Yeah.
Safe and Sound for the Hunger Games, which was a great song. It was with the Civil Wars, R.I.P.
Who you and I both love. Yes.
She's trying, and she'll. You know what? By God, if Taylor Swift doesn't give up and also doesn't win immediately, that's inspirational. That's what I'm pulling from this.
Agreed. All right, let's talk about the actual
Back to
song
the song.
rather than the movie Cats.
I love talking about the movie Cats, though.
I don't. I live tweeted it. It's one of the first times I
Oh
went
my
viral on the
God.
internet.
Those were the days of Twitter, man.
Yeah, no longer.
Anyway, this was a collab with her and Jack Antonoff, which I will say is one of the best working duos in pop right now, I think.
I would agree. Are there any lyrical moments that you particularly like in this song?
Like, it doesn't slay me as much as like a full album Taylor track often does, but beautiful writing. I had highlighted, let's see, where is it? I knew you, all your blues like a mood ring changing colors. She's really good with the simile, always. It just sets a nice scene. How about you?
Yeah, I would say I also like that line. I like the free fall of being younger, which is in the opening verse. I think that's really pretty. There's something poetic about I watched you drive around the bend for what I thought would be the last time.
Yeah, that's a very Swiftian line. There's not a lot of, I will say, it's all sweet and goes together and is perfect for Toy Story 5. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to tattoo this on my arm. But
it's a soundtrack song, so it has to be universal
Right.
and a little vague.
And she does do that brilliant thing where she toes the line of this song could be romantic. It does not have to be. It could be a lot of things to a lot of people, and that's perfect for especially a kids movie soundtrack, but that adults will take in too. And it's just very Taylor to do that, where you're like, who is this about? Oh, it's not about anyone. I mean, it could be, but apply it to your own life, people.
Is there a specific film soundtrack that you hold other soundtrack songs up to?
Ooh, that's a great question. What do I listen to a lot? I mean, we referenced Runaway Bride last week because the Chicks are on that soundtrack.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love that soundtrack. Weirdly, Raising Helen is a great soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, no one would know that. Ooh, I gotta look up more. Do you have favorites of yours?
One that I always pull up, and this film swings for the fences, and I think it fails 3/4 of the way through in a really significant way.
Ooh.
But Magnolia.
Oh,
Magnolia as a soundtrack, because I like Amy Mann's work
Yep,
broadly.
totally.
Save Me is the ending song there, and that is a song that I hold up as a great soundtrack song.
I just listened to her on, it's not new because he stopped doing it, but Mark Maron interviewed Amy Mann, and it was
Oh, wow.
a short one, but it was really good. And it reminded me how
Yeah.
good she is.
She's great. Yeah, really underappreciated. And then I grew up watching a lot of Gilmore Girls, which I now look back on as a fairly problematic show.
It happens to all
It's a
of
comfort
us.
show for a lot of people, and I get that. But
See Janet
so-
Jackson story. Yes. Okay. Keep going.
Sam Phillips did a lot of the soundtrack, both the music supervision and the she's featured a bunch on the soundtrack.
Totally.
Sam Phillips is a great contemporary adult singer-songwriter.
That makes sense.
And yeah, she has a couple of songs, like Reflecting Light pops up a couple of times, and If I Could Write, which is just a heartbreaking song. Ooh. I love it. Heartbreaking in like, it's a mid to fast tempo song that, if you're not listening to it at all, sounds very lighthearted. But you listen to the lyrics and it's about like not being able to ever go back in a relationship.
Ooh. What a delightful rabbit hole, Taylor Swift singing a song for Toy Story 5.
I think that Taylor Swift pulls off a soundtrack song very nicely.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, Toy Story doesn't need the press, but also they were lucky to get Taylor. Like, it's an interesting combo.
Well,
you know,
Pixar's been in a little bit of a critical and commercial hole recently.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I don't have kids, so I have not kept up with, I know all these films have sequels. I kind of grew up in an era where anything past 2 is not good. So when I heard that Toy Story 5 was coming out, I was kind of like, why? But I get it.
I didn't know that 4 existed.
No. I have not seen 3 or 4 for sure. I don't know. I guess I
saw 3, missed 4 completely. I guess I'll watch it now.
And that is your pop culture update from Mixomusicology. That was a delightful, a swoony little listen, especially when sipping a drink like the drive around the bend. So this was a delight. Thank you again, Alex, and thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Mixomusicology. It's a labor of love from 2 working musicians, and we're so honored to have you along for the ride. If you like what we do, consider sharing this episode or the podcast more broadly on socials and rating us on whatever app you're using to listen. Have a new music suggestion? Have thoughts on a song we reviewed? Reach out to us on socials. We'd love to hear from you.